In the early hours of a Seattle morning in 1964, a young man stood alone in a garage gym, punching a heavy bag with such speed and precision that the sound blurred into a single hum. Sweat dripped from his brow, his knuckles were wrapped in tape, and his mind was racing through equations of motion, philosophy, and human potential. He wasn't just training to fight, he was building a new way of being. That man was Bruce Lee, and though his life would end tragically at just 32 years old, his vision would ripple across continents, shatter racial barriers, revolutionize martial arts, and redefine what it means to be strong in body, mind, and spirit. Born on November 27, 1940, in San Francisco's Chinese hospital during a tour by his parents' Cantonese opera troupe, Bruce grew up straddling two worlds. His father, Li Hoi-chuan, was a celebrated performer. His mother, Grace Ho, came from a wealthy Eurasian family. When the family returned to Hong Kong in 1941, they entered a city under Japanese occupation, a place of scarcity, tension, and colonial hierarchy. As a child, Bruce was restless, rebellious, and often in trouble. He acted in over 20 films by age 18, usually as a cheeky street kid, but off-screen, he roamed Kowloon's alleys, getting into fights with rival gangs. After one particularly violent brawl, his parents feared for his future. At 18, they sent him back to the United States, alone, with $100 and a one-way ticket, hoping distance would bring discipline. He landed in San Francisco, then moved to Seattle, where he worked as a dishwasher, danced in nightclubs, and enrolled at the University of Washington to study drama and philosophy. It was there that his transformation began. He taught kung fu in a basement near the university, but quickly grew frustrated with traditional styles he saw as rigid and impractical. Why waste energy on elaborate forms when real combat demanded speed, simplicity, and adaptability? He devoured books on Western boxing, fencing, psychology, and Taoism. He studied how water flows around obstacles, shapeless, yet unstoppable. From this fusion emerged Jeet Kune Do, the way of the intercepting fist, not a fixed system, but a philosophy. Absorb what is useful, discard what is useless, add what is uniquely your own. His reputation grew. In 1964, he demonstrated his techniques at the Long Beach International Karate Championships, stunning masters with his one-inch punch and blinding hand speed. Hollywood took notice. He landed the role of Kato in The Green Hornet, 1966, becoming the first Asian actor to portray a skilled, intelligent hero on American television. Yet behind the scenes, studios still refused to cast him as a lead. He was offered roles as servants, villains, or exotic sidekicks, never the protagonist. Frustrated by systemic racism and creative limits, he returned to Hong Kong in 1971, seeking artistic freedom. There, everything changed. Local studios, eager to capitalize on his American exposure, gave him unprecedented control. He wrote, directed, choreographed, and starred in The Big Boss, 1971, a raw, emotional tale of justice set in an ice factory. It became the highest-grossing film in Hong Kong history. He followed it with Fist of Fury, 1972, where his character avenges his murdered master, and defiantly declares, "Chinese are not sick men of Asia." A line that resonated across post-colonial Asia. Then came The Way of the Dragon, 1972, which he fully directed, featuring a now legendary fight scene in Rome's Colosseum against Chuck Norris. These films weren't just action spectacles, they carried themes of dignity, resistance, and self-worth rarely seen in Asian cinema. Hollywood finally relented. Warner Brothers partnered with Golden Harvest to produce Enter the Dragon, 1973, the first major U.S. Hong Kong co-production. Intended as a global showcase for Lee's philosophy, it blended espionage, martial arts, and moral clarity. Tragically, Lee died on July 20, 1973, just weeks before its premiere, from cerebral edema caused by a reaction to pain medication. He left behind a wife, Linda, and two young children, Brandon and Shannon. Enter the Dragon went on to earn over $200 million worldwide, cementing his legend and introducing Eastern philosophy to mainstream Western audiences. But Bruce Lee's true legacy extends far beyond cinema. He was the first Asian male lead in global popular culture, breaking stereotypes that had reduced Asian men to caricatures for generations. He inspired countless artists, athletes, and thinkers, from Jackie Chan and Jet Li to Kobe Bryant, who called him a mentor, and Barack Obama, who cited his influence on resilience and focus. His writings, compiled posthumously in Tao of Jeet Kune Do, became bestsellers, offering insights on adaptability, self-expression, and mental discipline that resonate in boardrooms, gyms, and therapy sessions today. He also quietly gave back. In Seattle, he taught women self-defense at a time when few dojos welcomed them. He funded scholarships for underprivileged students. He mentored fighters of all races, insisting that martial arts belong to humanity, not nationality. He advocated for authentic representation long before the term existed, refusing roles that demeaned his heritage. His philosophy of be like water, fluid, responsive, formless, became a mantra for innovation and mindfulness. Modern mixed martial arts owes its existence to his rejection of stylistic dogma. Coaches cite his emphasis on efficiency. Psychologists reference his ideas on ego and presence. Even tech entrepreneurs quote his belief that it's not the daily increase, but daily decrease, shedding limitations to reach essence. Decades after his death, murals of Bruce Lee adorn streets from Paris to Johannesburg. Statues stand in Hong Kong and Los Angeles. His image appears in video games, fashion campaigns, and academic courses. Yet his greatest impact remains personal. The teenager, who picks up a book because of his words, the immigrant who finds courage in his story, the artist who dares to blend traditions because he did it first. Bruce Lee didn't just kick through wooden boards, he kicked open doors for millions who came after. He proved that strength isn't about domination, but authenticity, that identity isn't fixed, but forged, and that a single life, lived with purpose, can echo forever. Though his flame burned briefly, it lit a path the world still follows, not with fists, but with fearless truth.